Today is Wednesday, October 17th, 2018, and you're watching OC News. Coming up on today's show, the California surgeon accused of drugging and sexually assaulting 2 women with the help of his girlfriend has been charged with assaulting 5 more victims.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo meets with Turkish and Saudi officials regarding the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. And a well-known retail chain has filed for bankruptcy.
Plus, Ariana Grande breaks her silence since calling off her engagement with comedian Pete Davidson.
The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim did not renew their lease to stay. Tune in to find out more. OC News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us at OC News. I'm Alyssa Freider.
And I'm Hiba Berry. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students here at Cal State Fullerton.
We begin tonight with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim deciding not to renew their lease with Angel Stadium. Our reporter Corey Mack is live with more on the story.
I'm here at Cal State Fullerton's very own baseball stadium, where students have gone on to join the big leagues, like the Angels. However, the Angels have recently announced that they are not going to renew their lease with the city of Anaheim. I spoke to a few locals who feel strongly on the subject.
It's disappointing because I remember, I was just 5 years old when it was built or 4 years old when it was built in '65, or they moved over into '65.
And then, they have Mike Trout here, they have Shohei Ohtani here, so I feel like they're going to do it. They're going to make a nice new stadium or something like that because they have the players in place to make it, all, wrap up in one giant, new, and exciting organization.
It's already crowded over there. A lot of people are already over there. Hollywood's over there. It's not going to leave us with anything over here in, Fullerton and Anaheim and all that.
Barely, not even play 500 ball. We need pitching. It's what we need. Not a new stadium. We need pitching.
The Angel Stadium has been around since 1966, where it is one of the 4 largest next to Wrigley, Fenway, as well as the Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. Currently, the lease renewal was up for debate, and the owners decided that they weren't going to renew because it was either 10 years or today. So as of Tuesday, they have opted to no longer renew their lease, and they are now considering new city options for their next home base. So no matter the changes that will come, Angels fans will continue to show their support. I'm Corey Mack reporting live. Back to you guys in the studio.
In other baseball news, the National League Championship Series rolls on with Game 5 tonight between the Dodgers and the Brewers. The Dodgers are in an absolute battle right now in Chavez Ravine, as the Brewers have struck first thanks to a Lorenzo Cain RBI in a double top of the 3rd inning to make the score 1-0. The Brewers had a chance to extend their lead later in the 3rd, however, as Jesus Aguilar left the bases loaded against Clayton Kershaw. The Dodgers recently came back in the bottom of the 5th to the tie at 1 after Austin Barnes' single into center field scored Chris Taylor. The game is currently in progress with the score of Dodgers at 5 and Brewers at 1 in the 8th inning.
The first death linked to the West Nile virus has been confirmed by the Orange County Healthcare Agency. Health officials described the patient as an elderly woman from Tustin who died from complications with the virus. Health officials are urging residents to drain standing water from their properties that can potentially attract disease-carrying mosquitoes. Those over 50 or more people with underlying medical conditions are warned that they are at increased risk of serious complications from the West Nile virus infection.
A California surgeon and his girlfriend appeared in court today who were previously charged with drugging and sexually assaulting 2 women. Prosecutors added criminal charges including rape by use of drugs and kidnapping with the intent to commit a sexual offense that involved 5 additional victims. These new charges accuse Dr. Grant Robichaux of sexually assaulting 5 women, and his girlfriend, Sarissa Riley, is now charged in 3 additional assaults. Authorities said the suspects met their victims at a social event, and once the women were intoxicated, brought them back to Robichaux's Newport Beach home. and sexually assaulted them. The couple pleaded not guilty to all counts in court, and a judge ordered their bail raised to $1 million each. Robichaud could now face a term of more than 82 years to life in prison if convicted, and Riley could face 63 years to life in prison if convicted.
Fullerton City Council candidate Paulette Marshall Chafee has reportedly withdrawn her campaign. She announced the suspension on October 8th in the Fullerton Observer, stating that her campaign, quote, has generated so much animosity, negativity, and corrosive discourse in our community, end quote. The campaign was suspended after being accused of stealing political signs from around the community. The Fullerton Police Department is beginning to investigate into the alleged theft of the signs. A local activist has also accused Marshall Chafee of having unethical motives when purchasing her new home in District 5 of Orange County, and even called her a carpetbagger. Although she has officially withdrawn from the election, her name will still be shown on the ballot. The city council is unsure of what they will do if she is elected.
The incident with the journalist in Saudi Arabia has allegedly fatal developments. Also, there are dramatic changes in weather coming up this weekend.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home.
President Trump would not say whether the FBI might be involved in investigating the alleged murder of a Washington Post columnist. As part of smoothing international relations, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo met with Turkish President Erdogan today. CNN's Natasha Chen explains why the Trump administration has reasons to give the Turkish and Saudi investigators some space during the investigation.
Turkey claims to have an audio recording from within the Saudi consulate proving that Saudi journalist and Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi was killed.
I'm not sure yet that it exists. Probably does, possibly does. I'll have a full report on that from Mike when he comes back.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo met with Turkish President Erdogan Wednesday. He also met with the Saudi Crown Prince on Tuesday, saying afterward that the U.S. would give space to Turkey and Saudi Arabia to complete their investigation.
We need to know the facts before we can begin to formulate what the appropriate response for this would be. I do think it's important that everyone keep in their mind that we have lots of important financial relationships between U.S. and Saudi companies.
Relationships that President Trump praised during Wednesday's cabinet meeting.
They're a tremendous purchaser of not only military equipment, but other things. When I went there, they committed to purchase $450 billion worth of things and $110 billion worth of military. Those are the biggest orders in the history of this country.
Turkish officials said Khashoggi's body was dismembered after his death and that a fresh coat of paint was applied everywhere inside the Saudi consulate in Istanbul before the Turkish investigators gained access to the building Monday evening.
I want to find out what happened, where is the fault, and we will probably know that by the end of the week.
In Washington, I'm Natasha Chen reporting.
Scientists predict 2018 will be a bad year for earthquakes. Therefore, earlier today, the University Police Department hosted the Quake Trailer, an 8.0 magnitude simulator to prepare in the event of an earthquake. In addition to this campus-wide drill will be happening today at 7:10 p.m., there will be no building evacuations. Sue Fisher, Emergency Management Coordinator with University Police, said in a statement, quote, "Preparing your home and family for the possibility of disaster, including how to evacuate, Having kits ready and located in a safe location are crucial for the safety of your loved ones and recovery following an event like an earthquake, end quote. The officials recommended staying mindful of emergency response procedures and participating in evacuation as important ways to prepare for disasters.
Sears, the once dominant retail chain, has filed for bankruptcy. The chain was unable to pay a $134 million debt payment that was due on Monday. The company said that they will close 142 stores, including its Costa Mesa location, toward the end of the year, but will keep profitable stores and their online shopping in operation. The company, which has been in business for 132 years, has been struggling with financial issues for several years and is drowning in debts. They now join dozens of other prominent retailers in filing for bankruptcy in the era of Amazon.
If you've been getting comfortable to the weather these past few weeks, you might want to prepare for changes. Big changes in the weather are expected to come to Orange County later this week. Our weather analyst Brianna Halstead has more on those changes.
Okay, taking a look at our current weather today here in Fullerton. It is 83 degrees. You can expect a low of 56 degrees. And wind speeds are at 9 miles per hour. Looking at our national weather, on the West Coast in California and parts of Arizona, you can expect temperatures of 82, as well as some 75s. Moving on to the East Coast, in the up northeast, you can expect temperatures of 45, 30s, so it's a little bit colder there. As well as down south, it's still about 90s in some of the regions down there. Going to your 5-day look, temperatures this weekend are expected to move about 91 and 90 degrees this weekend on Friday and Saturday, as well, and dropping back down to 81 on Monday. Back to you, anchors.
Taylor Swift has escaped. No, not that Taylor Swift. A bongo calf named Taylor Swift, which is a type of antelope, escaped at the Sacramento Zoo Sunday afternoon, getting a little too close to visitors and prompting evacuations. Angela Musalam has more on the story.
Sacramento Zoo visitors hoping to see Taylor Swift, the bongo calf, are going to have to wait a while. This bongo exhibit is now closed after the calf escaped from her enclosure Sunday.
It's incredible. It's something that never happened.
Oh my goodness, we missed it.
But the escape isn't stopping families from getting their exotic animal fix.
We love the zoo. We're there quite often, and we'll plan on continuing to go. This wouldn't deter us from stopping to go.
In fact, zoo staff says it hasn't had an animal escape from its enclosure ever.
The bongo was found almost where we're standing, I think, kind of in this general area in the public pathway.
Matt McKim is director of animal care at the Sacramento Zoo. He says the calf may have been startled by the high winds. McKim says it's likely she then jumped over this fence.
We're told she just kind of calmly looked around, saw those people, and then chose to turn and walk away from them.
Zoo staff immediately alerted visitors to evacuate the area as staff gently guided the calf back into the exhibit. McKim says the zoo is now reevaluating all exhibits with hoofed animals.
We're going to be raising a little bit of the fence barrier, keep them from maybe going somewhere where they shouldn't be. And if we're able to provide that, that can go a long ways toward proper containment.
But a recent report by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums concluded the zoo may have to relocate to a larger space to accommodate wildlife needs. Zoogoers, including Jessica Shunk, are supporting the move and say they're grateful it wasn't a lion that leaped over the fence.
They are on display, and you want to give them the best habitat they can have in that situation. So.
It seems the zoo might have a problem keeping Taylor Swift under control. Hiba, what are your thoughts on Mrs. Swift, the bongo calf?
You know what, Alyssa? I think the zoo might have had a snake infestation.
All right. Speaking of celebrities, coming up after the break, we will hear more about the breakup that's all over Twitter and the unusual Halloween decoration that disappeared over the weekend. Stay tuned.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. Love. But what really makes up this country of ours? What is it we love? It's the people. Almost half the country belongs to minority groups. People who are lesbian, African American, and bi, and transgender, and Native American, and proud of it. After all, what's more American than freedom to celebrate the things that make us, us? This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, disability, sexuality, race, religion, and any other labels. Because the second any of us judge people based on those labels, we're not really being patriotic, are we? Because love has no labels.
Over the weekend, the celebrity community experienced a shocking breakup, and the West are on a family vacation in Africa. Our entertainment correspondent Brock Howard has the latest in celebrity news.
Thanks, Hiba, and good evening, Titans. I'm Brock Howard. Thank you for tuning in to this week's OC News Show. Tonight, I will be updating you on the latest. The Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson love story has ended. The singer and Saturday Night Live comedian confirmed their engagement in June, just a few weeks after they started dating. Ariana Grande is taking a social media hiatus. The One Last Time singer posted a note on her Instagram story late last night with a white text on a black background, publicly addressing the end of her engagement for the first time. Quote, "Time to say bye-bye to the internet for just a little bit. It's hard not to bump news and stuff that I'm not trying to see right now." She continued, "It's very sad and we're all trying very hard to keep going. Love you and thank you for being here always." She has since deleted the note from her Instagram stories. The singer has stayed out of the spotlight as of late, especially after the death of her ex-boyfriend Mac Miller. The singer didn't say when she would return to social media, but she will have her followers support her when she does. On the brighter side of entertainment news, power couple Kanye West and Kim Kardashian have been spending quality family time together in Uganda, bringing their daughter North along as well. Today, Kim shared an Instagram story of a monkey walking along the railing of her balcony, as well as a video of the three on a safari trip checking out a family of wild giraffe.
In the middle ground, that's majestic.
They're looking at us like.
While mainly the trip was for Kanye working on his new album, the two decided to give out free Yeezys to excited children. Stronger rapper Kanye was seen with the children and performing as well. Meeting with the president, Museveni, of Uganda and gave him a pair of Yeezys for free as well. The president expressed his gratitude in a tweet after the meeting.
You've seen flyers of a family's lost dog or a lost cat, but this family is looking for their lost nose. Yes, I said nose. A family in Portland, Oregon is looking for their 50-pound porch decoration after it has been stolen. Elizabeth Din has more on the story.
So it says lost nose. Have you seen our beloved 50-pound nose? Maybe you accidentally picked it thinking it was your own.
The Albert family kids just put up these flyers.
So this is our beloved nose.
50 pounds.
Yeah, and
that's the
yeah, we're just
really sad.
Yeah, and we're just hoping we can
someone can get it back to
yeah.
us, like maybe the police or something.
Sayer, Dylan, and Cannon want their family's porch decoration back.
Like literally, it's on our porch every day. Yep. People walk by, they comment on it like, "Oh, look at the nose. What's that all about?"
They admit it may not be worth a lot of money.
We just found it at my dad's company. He's in advertising, and in the junk pile of his office, it was just there, and we thought it'd be funny to bring home.
But the odd item they picked out is pretty important to them.
It's sort of kind of like how when you adopt a dog, and then that dog becomes part of your family.
And someone stole it!
About this tall maybe and this wide.
Their mom thinks someone swiped the nose late Sunday night or early Monday morning.
We're not mad at the people who stole it. We're just hoping we could get it back.
We were mad at them!
Dylan here, she was all, we should offer a reward. How about $2,000? And then our parents were like,
that's too much.
Yeah, and whatever you have in your piggy bank, whatever
Wait,
you
took
can.
That out of my piggy bank?
The siblings scrapped together $6.27. If it's back before Halloween, well, they can continue a holiday tradition with that nose.
Every Halloween we would dress it up. Every Christmas we'd put lights on it. Valentine's and St. Patrick put stickers on it, and it was just part of the family.
Please return our nose because we just want our nose back. And hopefully they get grounded.
Anything that helps us get it back, and nose question asked.
Before we leave tonight, we have an update on the National League Championship game between the Brewers and the Dodgers. Currently, the Dodgers are leading the Brewers 5-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. No matter the result tonight, both teams will go back to Milwaukee for Game 6 and Game 7 if necessary. All right, well, that does it for us here at OC News. Be sure to follow us on social media at our handles at OC News.
For the broadcast journalism of students at Cal State Fullerton, I'm Alyssa Freider.
And I'm Hibba Berry. Have a good night.
OC News is sponsored in part by Univision Communications, Southwest Airlines, and Casanova McCann.